Bound for Glory. Looks interesting.
Who's facing on Bound for Glory? Is it the Good Brothers and Machine Gun?
And Machine Gun, and there's a couple other tag teams in there. Oh my gosh. Hang on, give me a second. What's that team from Canada? I think they are. I think from Canada.
Oh, the North.
Yeah, the North. Yeah, they're going to be in that match, and it's going to be one or two more tag teams.
Okay.
But it just looked good on card. That's all I can. That's the best way. Usually those kind of tag team matches, they have a lot of tag teams. They turn out to be pretty interesting. So either way, I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, I mean,
and Impact's tag team division is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. It's growing.
You can tell that Impact is garnering more of a, not necessarily of a following, but garnering more momentum.
Yeah. Oh, I did like the backstage segment with and in the office with Scott D'Amore, and
Scott D'Amore.
Yeah, Scott D'Amore. Whatever, I can't. And Heath Miller. They basically negotiating contract, and Scott didn't like the proposal from Heath, and saying, "Hey, you got a lot of zeros on your proposal, but you got to earn that, And says you're good, you're really good, but you got, and of course they get a little bit fussy, and Scott throws this pile of papers in the office, and he confronts Rhino, and he basically called him Terry the entire time, and basically saying the grass. He told me the grass would be the greener on the other side. And I was on Raw with Drew McIntyre, and they're not taking my offer. So, anyways, I thought it was an alright segment.
Yeah,
and,
I like what they're trying to do with Heath, where it's kind of like a rehash of an old WWE storyline, but they're making it new. And from what I had been read in the past, it's mainly Impact is controlled by Scott D'Amore and Don Callis. Like, they're the ones that are trying to fix Impact from when they got it. And overall, they changed it a lot to where it's a lot of positives now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that just by looking at it. There's some still, obviously, work in progress. So obviously, it's good. But yeah, it's not as what it was a while back. Because a while back, I couldn't even watch it, honestly.
Yeah, it got really, really bad there for a while.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they even stayed on TV or anything. I just, yeah, but that's just. But I always wish the best for any promotion, because the more better promotion does, it's better for the business. So I'm glad to see that they're coming around a little bit more.
Yeah. It would be good to see if they're able to gather any further attention. So on Wednesday night we had NXT and AEW. Did you see NXT at all?
Okay, I told everybody the only thing I didn't watch was.
Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't forget about it. So Ciampa faced Kushida. How was that?
That's one thing I didn't watch in NXT.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Yeah, my bad. That was one thing I forgot. Yeah, I think I was about to, and I don't think I watched NXT. And you know what? Actually, I did. Didn't the starting match have what's her name in the tank coming down the ring?
That would have been, I can't think of her name right now. Is it Mercedes Martinez? No, that's Raquel Gonzalez. I don't know offhand. I'm just looking at it. It looks like it had a pretty good card. I didn't see it. When I see is Ciampa versus Kushida, Killian Dane and Drake Maverick versus Everrise.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. Yeah,
Austin Theory and Dexter Lumis. Yeah. We'll have to come check on this. But the main news from NXT is Ember Moon. Do you remember Ember Moon?
Yeah.
She re-debuted on NXT, helping Rhea Ripley.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So it sucks that WWE didn't do anything with Ember Moon on the main shows. But at least he's back down at NXT, getting basically revived, basically with the same thing that they did with Finn Balor.
Yeah,
it's it's bad, but WWE does not have a good track record for being able to move talent up and keep them consistent, especially from NXT up to the main shows.
Yeah, it's I agree.
It's people. I watched a video called Vince, a grumpy old man that doesn't watch anything else other than what he produces, and it's kind of true.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're, I understand he runs a multi-billion-dollar company every day, and I get that. And I'm not saying it pay attention to all your competition, but it's like you get an influence. I mean, some people don't watch.
Pay attention to your competition. Pay attention to NXT. If it works in NXT, repeat it.
So, if you don't watch something else here and there, it's like you're. I've heard other people talk about the same thing in the past. Like, people, we didn't watch the other show. I think it was more or less the owners that did, but just. I don't know. I just felt like you get a little bit of influence to see what's going on, But anyways, they didn't. Yeah, it's just a reset button every week or same thing. So I think it's where a lot of people get want the alternative a lot of times too.
Yeah. There's a lot of wrestling on now, and it's really easy not to be able to keep up with every show. And I'm not saying keep up with every show, but I mean, if you only watch WWE, you wouldn't know about half the other things going on in the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's move to AEW and Jericho's 30-year celebration. We had Will Hobbs in the beginning against Brian Cage for the FTW Championship. What did you think of this big hoss fight?
Big dudes going at it. It was entertaining, honestly. And honestly, as you know, as well as a lot of people know that are listening, when you have two big guys going out of the ring, it doesn't always turn out to be entertaining. It's hard to make sometimes entertaining. And I give them both credit. It was entertaining. It was good. Two big athletic guys squaring off, man. I was pretty impressed by it.
Yeah. Brian Cage ultimately retained, and Taz came out and cut a nice little promo.
And here comes Darby Allin.
Yeah. Yep. Darby's my guy. That's the one I prefer is Darby Allin.
Oh yeah, I like Darby. Yeah.
Even though I probably have a much larger stature than Darby. What'd you think of this whole thing that they did throughout the whole night of sprinkling in the people saying niceties about Chris Jericho?
Pretty cool. But there's people I didn't even know in there.
There's a lot of musicians in there.
Yeah, I figured there's a number. I've seen that. There's a number of those. There's a few of them I actually do know about. There's a number of them I wasn't sure about. Probably as bands I just never been around or heard. But I thought it was really nice. Really cool to give out some prop words to Jericho. He's been there for 30 years, and the thing is that there's a lot of people who's been in there for many years. But when you heck somebody has been there for that many years, who's been pretty well consistently around and bring themselves to keep them fairly on top and even on top a lot of times. It's keep that well maintained name and be a top star and get back to business. That says a whole lot differently than just being in the business for that many years or more, not really being that well on top. And he's worked hard for it. I give him credit.
And Jericho, and kind of like what you said, Jericho tries to move other people up. He's not like Hulk Hogan where he has to stay on top. It's just let me help these people. So there was one person that I don't think you know who it was, but I definitely do. Do you remember the guy that kept repeating 30 years? And he kept saying he had a heart to do it. His name was Lars Ulrich. Do you remember that? It was one of the last ones.
Lars, probably. Yeah, I think I kind of remember that one.
Okay, that's the drummer from Metallica.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm like, I don't know if Lars even knows who Jericho is. I don't take Lars.
I'm sure he does.
Well, probably from the music scene because they did tour together. But I don't.
I don't know how much I don't know how many people really in there maybe know wrestling. I don't know, but
some do.
Oh yeah. I'm sure some do. I just don't know how everybody around there they really know a lot about his contributions and attributes inside of wrestling.
Well, and like even for Metallica, I'm pretty sure I've seen Kirk Hammett and Rob Trujillo at wrestling events. I just don't think I've ever seen James or Lars. And from what I've seen of Lars, I don't think he would be a wrestling fan. But
yeah,
that's just
Gene Simmons.
Yeah, Gene Simmons, which goes back to, I'm pretty sure that's from the podcast, and I'm thinking that's pretty sure from music side.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though. You had some wrestlers in there from the past.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. He says his middle name. So.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, Bartholomew.
Christopher Bartholomew. Edward Jericho.
If I had to say my middle name like that, man, I already have a stutter, but man, that would be a whole lot worse. I'm sorry.
Isn't your middle name like Cletus or something?
We're going to keep it at Cletus. How about that? I don't really want that. Yeah, it was KM who had influenced me, or was trying to influence me years ago. Hey, for your stage name, why don't you go with your middle name? I'm like, no. It was he kept on going after it quite a while. And I just like, nah.
I don't remember it anymore.
Leroy.
That's right, Leroy Jenkins.
It was back in like 80s or 90s country. I would say I would do good for a while, but I'm not going to go. I was going, yeah. Plus having other folks say, don't change your name, keep your name. But anyways, going back to was the GM Sins we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm with.
Oh yeah, Bartholomew. Whatever. That's what it was.
Shaquille O'Neal, Bartholomew.
Yeah, you can say it. I don't. But yeah, it was some wrestlers in there, and it was pretty nice.
So they did they did this a couple times because they did the Archer promo and they did the Moxley promo, kind of throwing up our vignette, throwing up for their match against each other for the championship. And then they rolled into the Hybrid 2 versus FTR. So what'd you overall think of this one?
Cool. I mean, I don't have a disappointment with the FTR matches. So I thought it was interesting.
I did think that they tried to pick up the titles and leave. Just like, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Although the whole backstage with the Bucks watching the TV while looking over their shoulder looked really, really weird.
Trying to watch out for what's going on in the tag team division, but
why did they keep their backs to the TV? That didn't make sense. Like,
I don't know.
Who watches TV like that?
They do, I guess.
It's like the guy always got to rear up to kick the TV or something.
Oh god, they did kick the cameraman again. You got $10,000 on it.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about all of that. I know they're trying to make him heel, but I don't know.
It's weird.
It is weird.
I don't know. It's funny. They're not even. Someone's not bringing up like y'all are executive vice president, so they're not bringing that fact up either.
They got fired for kicking too many people.
That's just the problem with me is that sometimes I'm not a big fan of having a number of wrestlers in there that are the executive vice presidents, or it's just how they go about that. It's weird to me in some ways. But we have Omega, and you have the Bucks, you have Cody. It's like, I just don't get it.
Well, because of that, because of what more than likely you're gearing towards, they try to make sure they lost almost every match in the beginning. And Tony's like, whoa. No, we're not doing this anymore. We have to gain viewers. You guys have to win every now and then. And
yeah. Oh, it's fine. It's just more or less, there's just, when you have so many wrestlers in there that have, more, just the control of it. That's all I'm saying. It's just sometimes it gets so weird for me to knowing these guys are the bosses, and you're just sometimes just a little bit different. I know, obviously Triple H was, when he was active, he was He was an executive in WWE, and everything. But just we have so many in there. It's just like what really happens? Where's the buck stop? I mean, I know the buck stops at Tony, but it's just it's like